What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another post-game recap. As Lakers get slaughtered by the Bucks, pretty expectedly. Obviously, we're very short-handed, but credit to the Lakers. They fought hard for about 2.5 quarters, and then unfortunately, we were outweighed and outmatched. But there were some silver linings in this game and some real good takeaways that are eye-opening. And of course, we got to start with the man of the hour, Bronny James. Bronny James was really spectacular, guys. Like, he came out here and he balled the heck out, and he dropped a career high 17 for Bronny. And check it out. He actually had people on skates today. This was a nice move right here. Coming off the screen. Look at this. Ooh. And then pulling up right there off the screen. He's got his confidence now, guys. He's doing the right things. And, he ends up with a very efficient 17 points. He led our team. He also had 5 assists. Let's see if I get this right. Let's see, where's Bronny James? Right here. There you go. 17 points and 5 assists. Very, very impressive game for him. Also 7 for 10 from the field in 30 minutes. So Bronny proving to Stephen A. Smith and all the other haters that maybe they are just hating on him. Maybe he does need time. Maybe he is obviously the 55th pick, and so give Bronny credit because, again, he at least made this game interesting. Otherwise, it would have been very boring. Also, some of the other role players started stepping up there towards the end of the second quarter, start of the third, and even Alex Len played an okay game. I thought Jackson Hayes was nice. 9 points for everybody except for Dalton, who came on late, but unfortunately he was absent most of the game. We didn't have a lot of playmaking tonight. I'm surprised Alex Len got 10 points, including a 3 with 9 rebounds. I'm starting to think he'll be halfway decent against bigger, slower players, right? So I'll give him that. He was really decent tonight. But again, the most impressive player to me was Bronny James. And one thing I got to give credit to the coaching staff is they always develop young talent. And Bronny's always been a young talent. He's always showed flashes of brilliance, especially in the G League. He was insane. He even got some love there by Doc Rivers at the end. Let's see if I put it up. This is probably my favorite play. He crossed over Giannis. He ends up losing the basketball out of bounds. But the fact that he's able to do this and so confidently, that was real nice. Ooh, he had the crowd oohing and awing. And, arguably that could have been a foul, but we know they're not going to give us those, man. I mean, that was my biggest takeaway, just seeing Bronny's growth. I think Goodwin is a very good player as well. He was decent tonight. Who else caught my eye? Dalton always catches my eye, but he was kind of off. He went 5 for 14, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc, so maybe he should have took more threes. But, Goodwin had 8 points. We were just undermanned severely. Shake Milton, I didn't like his minutes at all. Who else? Trey Jamison didn't really impress that much. Alex and I was actually better than most of our bigs tonight. Jackson Hayes was decent in his limited playing time. But most importantly, we didn't get hurt. What's up, Hoods? How you doing, brother? Thank you for being a member, man. Appreciate you. He said, do you think we will load manage one of Luka or Reeves on Saturday? No, I think everybody who's available is going to come back. Matter of fact, JJ Redick said he hopes LeBron and Rui will be back on Saturday. So that is the update I do have for you guys right now for the post-game recap. So that's good news, right? But most importantly, this is a game I felt like from the beginning we punted it away. That was my title earlier on the Twitter clip when I was talking about did the Lakers just punt this game away. They did, right? But again, at least it was halfway entertaining. And another thing I like from Bronny, and I got to bring him up again, was that he showed a really good passing ability. Here he is again with a nice little full court pass, like father, like son, off the rebound. Look at this. Gets the rebound. Look at this. Head up, full court. Keith catches it. Nice finish there by Markieff with the left hand. But, you love to see stuff like this because the job, when we first got Bronny, he looked like a scared puppy out there. Let's be honest. He did. He could barely catch it. He could barely shoot it. He was barely getting to the rim. Now his jump shot looks on point. His handles, he's starting to get to his spots and pulling up fearlessly. Like, the growth has been tremendous. And you got to give him props because there's been a lot of criticisms. There's been a lot of negative conversations that are had, from Stephen A's side, from certain sports coverages. So, like I said, I am not tripping about this loss to the Bucks. Then we still have the 4th seed. Now, Bronny had a good game. Yeah, can't trip. Got to take it one game at a time. Guys, we have 13 games left on the season. Those final 13 games, I hope that we can win at least 8 of those, right? At least. that'll put us in a good position. I think if we win 8 to 10 of those, we'll end up a top 4 team in the West. And we got some very important matchups coming up, key ones that are against some of those teams in the West, right? My guy said, I watched Cam Reddish all night. I couldn't believe he was out there on the NBA court with that energy. Bro, Cam is falling off the face of the freaking planet Earth, man. You hate to see it. Tamika says, Bronny has some confidence now. I'm very happy for the kid. He look, contrary to what the casuals and the haters say, Bronny has put in the work. He's never been gifted a roster slot. Yes, he got drafted the 55th pick to a guaranteed contract. But he's been in the G League most of the year, learning, getting better. Kept his head down. Says all the right things to the media. And now he's getting an opportunity to shine due to all the injuries or all the, resting players. And he's maximizing it. 17 points, career high on 7 for 10 shooting. If you're LeBron, you got to be a proud father, man. Proud father. It was an impressive 17, too. It wasn't like he got lucky on some of those shots. No, he looks poised. He looks under control. And the growth from day one to where he is at now is night and day. Now he looks like maybe even as soon as next season, he could become a regular rotation piece, 15 to 20 minutes a night. He plays some solid defense. He has a lot of heart, high basketball IQ. And if he can knock down the shot, I always said my ceiling for him is like Iman Shumpert, that type of player, 3 and D, right? So let's hope he continues to develop. Reminds me a little bit of Scottie Pippen Jr. as well. That type of, tough, feisty point guard. And I like it. I like it a lot. He said, we got Luka, baby. No sweat. We're going to be Gucci. I love it, Amir. Yes, sir. My guy with my signature quote right there. We got Luka. It ain't no problems. Like I said, if you look at the standings, this isn't necessarily a game that we absolutely needed, right? At the end of the day, we're still going to end up in the 3rd seed by the end of the night because we have the tiebreaker currently versus the Denver Nuggets. So, it feels good to get this one out of the way and know that we're healthy and guys are on their way back. And, nothing crazy is going to happen. By the way, yes, the Warriors won tonight. Curry looked hurt, and he was holding his back. So you hate to see that for him personally. For the Warriors, they keep creeping up in the West, right? But if Curry's hurt, I think the Clippers will leapfrog him. I think the Timberwolves will leapfrog him. Maybe even the Kings, right? The Suns are a lost cause, but I think they're going to find themselves in the play-in tournament if Curry is hurt. And if that happens, they might not even make the playoffs. With Curry healthy, I had him losing in the first round. That was my ceiling for them. So, and then again, some important games coming up real soon. We got the Bulls on Saturday, so again, that'll be a good game to bring back LeBron and Rui. If not, rest them another game. That's fine too. But again, we're getting healthy, and we survived the 6 games in 8 nights, and we went 3-3. So, not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. Let's see. Let's hear. Here come the Bronny haters. Oh, I'm here to smack them around. Yep. Dan, how do you feel about how Connect, Vincent, and Jordan played tonight? Well, there wasn't a lot of playmaking. There wasn't a lot of ball movement because we know you can see the difference when Austin is out there. Like the offense just flows smoothly. This guy is truly elite. He's an all-star. Okay. Without him, Gabe Vince is not a great ball mover. He's more of a off-ball catch and shoot guy, cut to the basket in straight lines. Goodwin really can't play make either. Dalton can't play make either. So that's where we got stagnant and we got 89 points. I thought they did a decent job in the first half of at least staying within striking distance. And it was very surprising, extremely surprising that, and I mean extremely surprising that Alex Len was hitting threes and actually playing a decent game. But one thing I've noticed about Len, he's more relevant when he's going up against slower guys like Brook Lopez. I'm not saying he's a good player by any means. I'm still not a fan. But yeah, at least had 9 points, what was it, 9 rebounds? Like he did some good things tonight. That was encouraging to see, but still, I think, we'll see what happens with Alex Len moving forward. I still don't trust him like that. Let's see. I'll read a couple more comments. Basketball is not a real sport. This stuff is rigged. Stop it. Samurai, stop it. No, it's nowhere near the WWE. I know you guys are fans of the WWE, but it's nothing like it. And I don't see how you would say it's rigged. You can't rig a jump shot. Jump shot either goes in or it doesn't. No, you guys are big fans of the WWE, but it's not rigged at all. What's rigged, though, what could be rigged is the officiating, because they might be into the gambling scene, and then that changes the way sometimes sport outcomes are. But as far as rigged, like the players acting and all that, there's nothing you can really say about that. Bronny definitely has game. I like to see it, Tamika. You know what? I really like the fact that he came out here really poised and dropped 17. He's capitalizing on his opportunities. He's looked a lot better. I mentioned it the last game. He's looking better game by game, and again, he ends up with a very, very wonderful stats in game, right? So hopefully he continues to build on that, and his confidence continues to grow. And there you have it. Again, 17 points on 7 for 10 is really good. Really, really good. 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and a block. And I like how the guy put not a pro. I like it. The Bronny fans are gonna be really happy tonight. But yeah, that's because I always tell people you got to be patient with young talent. I've been saying it since Bronny showed out earlier in the year. I think I dropped a tweet that got over like close to 30-something thousand, and that's when I said, give Bronny some time and maybe he would be able to hoop. We'll see. As a hardcore fan myself, I doubt the NBA is rigged. Crazy talk. Crazy talk. These conspiracy theorists, man, they love it. They just like to say stuff without any substance, man. All right, no spamming, Samurai. No spamming, bro. Dan, I feel good about the Lakers going into the playoffs. I feel really good about it. And tonight has nothing to do with that. But, again, we rested, 50% of our roster. But, no, I feel really good, man, especially if we're fully healthy. Good luck. 7-game series are different, right? Different. Let's see. Keith, thank you so much for Super Chat, brother. Appreciate that. He said, if we win the championship, does AD and Max also get a ring? I think they do. I'm not sure. I think they do because they played half the season, right, for us. So they might, Keith. I don't know if they will accept it happily, but they'd get it. I think so. Yeah. Thank you so much for Super Chat, Keith. I do appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, man. He said, were there any clips of any Lakers approaching Darvin Ham? Seems like he really lost the locker room last season. I didn't personally pay attention to that, so I'm not sure. But if anybody can answer that, that'd be great. I would like to know. Darvin Ham is just, he's not really, like, he's not a real head coach. He was a good assistant, for moral support, stuff like, go hard on them dudes and stuff like that, But he's not a real head coach with the X's and O's. He got exposed here in LA, and you hate to see it. You absolutely hate to see it, man. But again, Bronny was spectacular tonight, and you love to see that. And let's see, we got his highlights pulling up right here. Go ahead and pull those up, man. The complete game of Bronny James. That's the main silver lining to see is the complete highlights of Bronny James. You see him pulling up right there. Bam, nice shot. Backpedaling with some confidence. Again, off the dribble. Oof. Yeah, that right there. I was scared he could have got hurt right there because, anytime you're there, guys, at that point right there, high up in the sky, he could have fell on his forearm. He could have twisted that back. Like, that is worst case scenario right there. Him looking straight down at the ground with his arm out, but he's strong. He's built like his pops. Look, that forearm resisted. He bent his elbow at the right time. Good thing it didn't pop back. Shout out to Brian. Very dangerous play right there. So I'm glad he was okay there. Here he is again, sizing up his opponent. I don't know what they call right there. I don't remember, but then he pulls up, He hit, it was a 3-second violation, defensive 3. He hits the free throws. Okay, building that confidence. The form looks nice. He goes off the dribble. Teardrop over a starting caliber center in Brook Lopez. So there you have that. He comes off the dribble right there. That was one of my favorite plays. He set it up by himself. See, it's one thing if you spot up and you knock down a 3. Almost I feel like everybody in the NBA could do that. But it's a completely different thing if you set it up off the dribble and you just pull up under control, body squared up, toes pointing at the rim. Very nice. Here he is again, playing some good defense. Look at this on Kuzma, contesting the shot, no foul. All right, then he gets out in transition. Let's see what he does here. Wonderful, wonderful. The full court pass. I like this one right here. Like father, like son. See, that is a great pass. It was right in the pocket. Keith catches, and Keith, being a veteran, finishes that with the left hand. Very nicely, using his height and strength there. But the court vision, look at that. That's beautiful, y'all. That's beautiful. You can hate on Bronny, but you can't deny it. He's a hooper. Here he comes off the dribble again, sizing up, reading the defense. Look at the way the defense is all looking at him. That means they respect him as a floor general. They're looking to see what he's going to do. Here he goes, sizing him up. Oh, crossed over. Got him. He actually got him. I wish Taurean Prince would have stood over there where he was at because he would have had a nice highlight there. Look at him. Fake handoff. Layup. Beats him with the first step. I thought it was absolutely beautiful right there, man. everybody knows once you get your head and shoulders past the defender, it's all downhill from there, right? And again, he looks focused. He's locked in. Shout out to Bronny. Here he comes again. Run and the break. Good defense, right? He turned the ball over, but he did not give up on the play. Stripped the man. He's like, we're going that way. He really should have been off of Kevin Porter Jr., but they gave the ball back to him. Typical referees. And then here it goes. Free throw line extended. Very nice. Again, under control, doing this thing. Reminded me of Shumpert so much. Here he is spotting up. Doesn't settle. Nice pass. That's a crazy pass, by the way. Setting up Dalton connect. Off of the brush screen. Fake screen, brush screen. Here he comes again. Setting it up. Look at this. Off the dribble. Connect. Read the play. Beautifully. Playing lead guard. Playing the point guard, essentially. I would like to see him more on ball. Here comes off the dribble. Look at this. Nice pass. Unfortunately, that is Jokic Len right there. No athleticism. And then this one right here. Ooh, fearless. Fearless like Jet Li. And he's got that face like, I do this. I fucking do this. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. Looking like his pops with the hang time and the jelly off the glass. Look at Rui. And pops. Like, yeah, that's my son. I taught him that. Ooh, switching hands. Tell me he didn't look like his pops on that one. Just tell me. And I'll call Cap because he looked just like his pops. And then finally, the face up coming off the screen. Look at this. Nice pass. Setting up Slugworth right there. And he gets the love and respect from Doc Rivers and from Giannis. So, again, the highlight of the game to me was little man right there because he did his absolute thug thizzle, man. Shout out to him for that. Yeah, he's a good guy, just not a good coach by any means. Talking about Darvin Spam. You're right about that. Thank you, Kimiko. Yes, make sure y'all tap in over there for you to download. Community keeps growing. Let's get it. Bronny has potential. I said it from when we saw him in preseason. He looked very impressive. I'm going to look up that old tweet that went viral when I said it. I completely lost respect for Stephen A. Smith. So clear he's baiting for engagement and doing it at the expense of Bronny. Yeah, Bronny answered. Remember I said my only concern was for Bronny because he got to hear all this stuff that's going on with it between his pops and Stephen A. So, yeah, but Bronny answered. He said, I'm not a robot. I hear this stuff, but I use it as fuel to my fire. There you go, young buck. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Dan, I really hope this game makes Stephen A. Smith reconsider what he says at times. Highly doubt it, though. No, if anything, he's just going to point to the scoreboard and say it had no impact. But everybody knows Stephen A. didn't watch the games. We know that, right? We know that. So, all in all, though, we are proud of this kid. We'll keep rooting him on. And the Lakers are still, at the end of the night, still top 3 in the Western Conference. Let me make sure of that. Go look up the ESPN one. But I'm pretty sure we're top 3 in the Western Conference. And we didn't lose anything, but we rested guys. So I think this is very strategic by JJ Redick. I actually commend them for doing this. It might not be the popular decision with the fans, but in the long run, I think this was the best decision. Well, no, I guess we did move down to the 4th seed. I thought we would stay in the same spot, but maybe by the end of the season, that'll get fixed. I'm not worried too much about that right there. So that is where we're at. 4th in the West. It doesn't matter. That's where I want to be anyways. Yeah, I guess we did drop. We did drop, but to 4th. Still a half game up on Memphis, and I guess we're a half game back on Denver. I don't get it. We blew them out. So, again, this stuff makes no sense to me, but Denver will lose again. So, hopefully we go on a nice little win streak and we create separation. Maybe we even get that 2nd seed. Maybe. We'll see. Those 3 teams right there, though, battling. Those 4 teams, 2 through 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 2, 5. 2 through 5 are battling for those seeds right there. So, I mean, that's the Western Conference. Survival of the fittest, ladies and gentlemen. Playoffs start today. We got Memphis. Man, I don't mind that at all. As long as we get home court advantage, I'm cool with it. Even if we don't get home court, though, I just think dealing with the 3 big dogs is going to be a problem for anybody in the league, right? Dealing with those 3 should be a problem for sure. But, again, overall, just another game. And, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Is the Jokic not playing tomorrow, so the Blazers might even beat them? They're resting him heavily. They must have been wearing him out or whatever. Maybe he's not as fit as they thought he was. He definitely don't look fit, I'll tell you that. But they're resting him heavily. That's what, 3 games missed in a row? 3 games missed? So maybe he really is hurt. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. My guy D Prince says, I always will respect Bronny, He could have chilled at home and still be a rich dude, but he wants to work hard for his money considering he had a heart condition. Me too, bro. I'm rooting for this kid like no other. This is a true Cinderella story unfolding before our eyes. And again, the coaches have done a tremendous job. He continues developing like this. He will actually be a rotation piece, maybe even as soon as next year. Watch out for Bronny. He's got that motivation. Give him a full off season practicing with Luka, with LeBron, with Reeves, with all those guys. He's going to be around a lot of greatness. If he is a sponge and he absorbs everything they got to teach him, we can see a much improved Bronny next season. Stumbled upon the 10 seed due to the Mavs injury. Yeah, the Suns never impressed anyway. They don't play defense. Luka, Reeves, Dalton equal tres leches. My boy's funny. Amir, that's funny, bro. That is funny. Even Kimiko laughing at that one. Tres leches. For those of you that don't know, that's a famous 3-milk Mexican cake. It's really delicious, by the way. Yeah, and if you know, ya tú sabes. You know, if you know, you know. But yeah, guys, again, Lakers did get blown out. We're not going to lose sight of that. 118-89. We're hoping the next game we get almost everybody back. That's my biggest hope, because if we can do that, then we can start building towards something special here. You know, a couple of interesting games coming up for sure. I'm not sure if I'll be here tomorrow, but if I am, I'm either going to light up Phone Call Friday or maybe we do a hate watch. Let me know which one you guys prefer. I don't think I have time for both, because I got to go run down to LA for a quick trip. But tomorrow, let's see if I pull this up on the screen real quick. These are the games that are out tomorrow. So if you guys are interested in a hate watch, you got Heat versus Rockets. Go Heat, obviously. We got Timberwolves versus Pelicans. I don't really care who wins there. Who else we got? Mavs, Pistons. We got Cavs versus Suns. Celtics, Jazz. And then Grizzlies, Clippers. This one will be interesting. I ain't rooting for nobody. That's an ultimate hate watch right there, just to see what happens. And then Nuggets, Blazers. All right. So again, if you guys are interested in a hate watch, make sure y'all download Playback TV and we can watch it along. I see I got one vote. Anybody else? Let me know. Why didn't we play everybody? Because everybody in the NBA is resting their guys, right? Everybody in the NBA resting their guys. So, you know. And also let me know what game you guys would like me to hate watch. If not, I'll probably just be jumping around. The ultimate hate watch, says Johnny. Probably from 6 o'clock on down, I'll be jumping around. Yeah. Last 8 days have been brutal. With 6 games in 8 days, I'd sit Bron next game, but we need Rui back. I agree with you. I don't mind sitting Bron till there's less than 10 games in the season. I think we can really win with Luka, Reeves, and Rui and the rest of the guys back for sure. I think we can. And also, thinking upon this loss, it just seems really smart. Everybody's doing it. You see Denver's doing it. We've seen the Warriors do it one game for Curry. Apparently, it wasn't good enough because he got hurt again, you know? So, yeah. Let's see. Mooley. He said, Dan, you're a true Laker fan. Bronny put on a purple and gold, gave effort and heart. That's all you can ask for, unlike Westbrook. You're a Kobe fan. I'm a Kobe fan, but we're supporting Bron's son. I support everybody who wears purple and gold. Even, believe it or not, when Russell was here, much as I hated supporting him because he had a bad attitude, I supported him to the bitter end. But thank you, man. I appreciate that, Mooley. And yeah, we are Laker fans here on this channel, bro. That's why we're all here. Everybody in this chat is a true Laker fan because only casuals miss these games and these streams because they figured we would lose. The diehards, we're all here. If it's not here, we were watching the game. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing to watch. But I do appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for the flowers. Johnny said, Dan, I work with 2 Flipper fans. Never met such insufferable sports fans. They're the worst. They're literally the worst. I mean, it's a coin flip between Boston and them. Well, Boston fans, in spite of being so, you know, how they are, they're actually knowledgeable of sports. I got to give them that. Clipper fans have no clue where they're at. It's like they think they're in Mars or something. LA, our way, Clip City, Chip City. And what planet? Because it ain't on planet Earth. It is not on planet Earth, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what planet they're talking about. But, yeah, I've dealt with plenty of them. A lot of them I've been right about, and then they don't want to see me at work. When I used to work over there in Amazon, they would say that their team is better than mine, and then when we would beat them or when we would prove that we went further in the season, they would avoid me, man. They'd literally go to the next line. So, you know, they're insufferable, but they're just a side peace. Nobody really pays attention to them. They're just over there somewhere talking to themselves because they're not talking to me, talking to the wall. But I feel you though. I've dealt with my fair share of you know the mainstream media glazing the Clippers again. Oh, after they beat the Cavs to start the narrative that they are the dark horse in the this is rinse and repeat, right? Every year. My guy said, as you say, why not collect all the legends? Give Bron a statue, give Luka a statue. Don't let fans of poverty franchise divide us. Who cares if Kobe or Bron is better? We got both. Facts. That's all I ever try to say. I'm done with the GOAT debate. Kobe's my GOAT. LeBron is a GOAT. And Jordan was a GOAT. There's a bunch of GOATs, right? You guys call me the GOAT. So that's a word that is just so, I think, overused in today's basketball terminology. So it's something I really don't care for, that conversation, man. The GOAT conversation to me is just, they've been beating it like, this been beating it like a dead horse, like overbeating it, bro. No way they said Clip City, Chip City. That makes zero sense at all. They still say it today. I think Marcellus Wiley, the most infamous Clipper fan currently, is either him or Clipper or Sterile. I don't know, one of them. But yeah, they say stuff like that all the time, bro. I remember driving down the 10 freeway, right? About to go into the 605 because I'm going to visit my brother. And this was probably about 3 or 4 years ago when they first got Kawhi. How long was it? And it says Gnarls over Stars. And it has Kawhi like posing like this, like he's Superman or something. And then something over Spotlights, just on Street Lights over Spotlights. I was like, they gotta be the cringiest motherfucking team I've ever seen. I couldn't believe it. Like, who paid for that? That's all I want to know. And then you look at their logo, it is the plainest. I've seen high school jerseys that look better than their current jerseys. Don't get me started on that toilet bowl looking logo in the middle of the court. Like, it's ugly. It looks like a foot-long drop in the toilet bowl. Look at it again. Don't look like no boat. So I'm telling you, man, the Clippers have just been cringe. Their fans are even cringier. And, yeah, they're just a laughing stock. They're the circus of the NBA. They just are. They hate me for it. I've gotten death threats, this, that, and the third. But then when I meet Clipper fans in real life, they're so nice to me. They're like, I watch your show. Like, I seen a Clipper fan in Stater Brothers, and he was like, he was like, Dan, I'm a Clipper fan, but I watch your show. I respect you. So as long as they show mutual respect, I'll show it back. But, it is what it is, man. I try to save them from that franchise for years. I've been telling them they're irrelevant. I still had a Clipper fan hit me up over the phone through my homie, and I couldn't believe it, bro. I was like, I wanted to hang up so bad. He was talking basketball with me, and I was like, oh, man. He said the Clippers were better than the Lakers after the Luka trade. I'll have you know. Crazy talk. League is watching all of the starters being benched, hating it. The amount of back-to-backs need to change somehow. People gonna get injured. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. LA Mamba, appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Hey, appreciate the flowers. Thank you. For real, comparison is a thief of joy, Dan. We got to sit back and enjoy greatness. Throughout my life, since I was a kid, even though players didn't play for the Lakers, like people used to tell me how to fan. Oh, I don't buy jerseys of other players because I only wear Laker jerseys. They used to tell me when I was a kid. I always collected jerseys. I love AI. I have the AI. So many players that I love, T-Mac, Vince Carter. I collect jerseys, but mainly 80% of my jerseys are Laker jerseys because those are the players I love the most. But it's like you could be a fan of the game of basketball without truly, how can I say this? Like you said, comparison is the thief of joy. You can enjoy all the talent over time. You don't have to be saying, oh, this player is like way better than this. I mean, you can have that conversation once in a while, but I feel like they drag it out and beat it, like a dead horse, and it gets tiring, especially in mainstream media. Right? Once in a while, I'll have that conversation. I'll entertain it for the sake of entertaining it, but it has to be with some real bright basketball minds. Do you ever try having a conversation with somebody who don't really know ball and they just think their opinion is a fact? You just like talking to a wall. You don't want to do it, right? So, yeah, man. My guy said, I live at the 10 freeway and the 605. True Montero, get Leonard out of here. I'm telling you, you probably saw that sign, bro, when it was up there. But it is truly embarrassing. And I had some funny theories about how the origins of Clipper fans. Somebody should start content making fun of the origins of Clipper fans and like them dropping, saying from a 5-foot building and hitting their head or something and deciding to put on the Clipper jersey. It'll be funny content like that. Hilarious. Appreciate you, Kimiko. Thank you. Kimmy Goat. in the chat. Dan, when he meets a Flipper fan, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. You're damn right. Nah, you know what? They talk reckless, but they never disrespect me like they have in my DMs. Like people was talking about when I see you on the street, I'm gonna do this to you because you're talking about my Clippers. I'm like, bro, relax. It's my opinion. You have your opinion. I'm never changing my opinion. Clippers are mega trash. They always will be. They should move to Seattle where somebody actually might want them. But at the end of the day, it's just opinions. Sports is all about opinions, right? Let's see here. Let's see. All right. Guys, I'm going to end this stream a little bit soon. I do want to say thank you guys so much for all the support and everything tonight and every night per usual, guys. If you already have it, make sure to tap in on my Instagram because there's a giveaway they're randomly selecting people from there. Shout out to Poppy because they really made my day. Yesterday's giveaway was special, man, with the 2 Luka jerseys. Shout out to Quincy for that. I'm still super hyped. I wore my jersey to the office today when I went to renegotiate my contract lease. They love my jersey. And shout out to Poppy. Like I said, Poppy Soda, the official sports drink of the Los Angeles Lakers, for sending me such a dope-ass care package. If you guys want to check it out, go watch that video exclusively on my Instagram for now. And, enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Lakers will be back Saturday. I will stream something tomorrow. I'm not sure if I have time to do Phone Call Fridays, but if I don't, I will for sure do the hate watch, at least for a game or something. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys download Playback and all that good stuff. And holler at my sponsorship, Prize Picks. You guys see the promo code. Again, thank you so much, Kimiko. Thank you so much, Laker family. Love you guys. Not sure if I'm a game tonight. Again, busy day tomorrow. All week I have been swamped, y'all. But if I do, then I'll see you guys over on Playback. If I don't, then I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Enjoy your night, guys. Much love. Peace out.